How to create an engaging website that keeps your audience hooked to your site? Let's begin. Hey guys, welcome to J Design Studio. I am Jayashree, and in today's video I will be showing you guys how I created an engaging website for my audience so that you can do it too. Stick around till the end of the video because I have a special surprise for you there. Okay, before we dive into my website's breakdown, there are a few things that you need to keep in mind before you design your website. So let's talk about those things. Number one is your brand photographs. This could be your own images. Keep in mind that these should be in alignment with your brand aesthetics. Speaking of brand aesthetics, visual identity is your point number 2. You should have a clean typography, a good brand logo, and color palette that is standardized for your business so that you can use the same for your website as well. Number 3 is brand copy. Although I will teach you what kind of copy works best for your website, I suggest that you guys keep this copy ready before you get into the design phase. And point number 4 is really important. If any of the above mentioned part feels overwhelming for you, I suggest that you guys hire a professional who's really good at doing this job. A photographer, a copywriter, or a website designer could help you a lot. And you know, I'm one of those things. I could design your brand, I could design your website. You know what I mean? Anyway, having said all that, let's get into the website breakdown. Okay guys, I'm opening the website now and here we go. So first thing first, you want to ensure that you have a clean domain. You don't want any website platform's name attached to it like .wordpress.com or .wixsite.com. So you need to have a clean domain. So ensure that you purchase that. Mine is called jdesignstudio.com. So as you open it, this is my website. And you get this animation, and I intended to animate these two CTAs as well. That's a little bit left, but I'm going to be doing that. So as you open my website, you can see my logo. The 3 important things that I need my ideal clients to see is my services, the list of services that I have, the work, which is my portfolio. They want to see that, and then how to contact me. And as soon as they open the website, it needs to be impressive. It should also tell a message about who I am and who I am serving. And that's something that you guys should also apply. Who are you serving? What do you do for them? And that should be the upfront thing that is showcased in your websites above the fold, which is the first screen that they see. They call it ATF above the fold. So you need to ensure that it's showcased properly. My business's motto is that I create warm branding for businesses run by boss babes. I serve female entrepreneurs and it's shown like this. And once I showcase what I do, here is a call to action for my ideal clients. Yes, I do have a contact link here, but when you make it actionable like a button, that's clicked a lot more than a menu on the corner. That doesn't say that the menu on the corner is not important. It is important, but it also helps in having a CTA in your first half of the screen. I have also added a second CTA on my website, which is a link to my products. I'll tell you guys more about this product at the end of this video. So as you scroll down, I directly speak to the customer's problem, which is that if they are here on my website, there must be some problem that they are dealing with. So I start directly speaking to their problem. If you see my copy, it reads like it's speaking to somebody in particular. So I say, are you struggling with these, my dear? Your current branding is not looking premium. The lack of premium visual presence is stopping you from charging a premium price for your products or services. And I say, marketing is overwhelming because you don't know what to say and who you are. If yes, I got you covered. So I need to speak to them directly. It needs to read like it's a conversation with them. That's how you reel them in. That's how you make them stay in your website. And as I move forward, I introduce myself. Okay, let me introduce myself first. Hi, I'm Jayashree, and I share a little bit about myself. I don't go into way too much detail. Nobody is that interested in knowing paragraphs and paragraphs about ourselves. A little bit of insight into who we are, what is our expertise, why we do this. You can just keep it as crisp as possible. And if you noticed, I keep a CTA in every small portion of the website as possible. So you saw that I had it here, contact, I have it here, which is in the front fold. And as you scroll down, I also have it here. Once they get to know me, maybe they'll want to talk to me. So I make it as easy as possible for the customer to talk to me at any point of this conversation that we are having. It has to feel like a conversation, you know. Then I move on to showcase my services. Once again, here you can see that what are the different ways I can collaborate with a client. So one is full spectrum branding, where I offer all my
branding services. Then second is one concept branding, where I do not show multiple options for the client. I go with one concept and we do a few deliverables. It's a faster process. It doesn't take as long as full spectrum branding. It doesn't involve packaging design and such. And then there is a third offer where I offer consultation to my ideal clients if they want to work with me but do not want to spend a huge amount of money, and if they are willing to do some parts of their branding as a DIY but just need guidance with that, they could do a consultation with me, which is the third offer. And then the fourth offer is website design, which is pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to share much there. I have written here that it's only for portfolio sites, but I'm also honing my skills lately, so I'll probably start offering e-commerce related website designs as well pretty soon. And now I get to showcase what kind of people I have worked with, clients I have helped so far. Here's a bunch of clients I have worked with. As you click on it, you will be redirected to the client that I have worked with. So I'm just clicking here and I'm taking them to the product page of my client. So as you can see here, here's a detail about what the brief was, what kind of work we created for Hunan Masala, who's a client of mine, what our brand goals were, what kind of services we provided, and then I show them visually what kind of work we did for them. Here's a design decision that were made. We did logo explorations. These were the variations that were created for the client. These were the brand aesthetics, the brand colors. We created custom patterns for them, what their typography was. I created some beautiful mock-ups for them. This food truck is something that I really loved, and I also created this one through DALL-E. Here are some other examples of how the branding could be utilized in each of their touch point, the apron, the menu cards. We also custom created some loyalty cards for them, which could be handed over to the customers so that they could increase the walk-in to the food truck. That's about it. Here's a testimonial from the client, and this is how I'm showcasing each and every client work on my website. And if you notice here, I have also shared a featured section which showcases my expertise and my experience in the design business. And in the end, I give them a CTA again, which is also a little bit quirky. It is also showcasing my brand personality, where I say that I think you've scrolled enough, can we chat already? And I add a CTA here. And I added this because they have already reached the end of the web page. So clearly it's time for them to take an action. In the footer, I have also added some of the social media places that I am in. One is YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram, which are the most common places I'm present in the social media platforms. I have also added terms and conditions and privacy policy, which is basically connected to the products that I sell on my website. I do not sell products anymore. Earlier, I used to have products such as the design contract that I used to sell. Now I don't have them anymore, but in future, I might sell a few products again. So I still continue to have them. Brand shop is the place where my scorecards are available. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the scorecard later, like I mentioned. Then there is Design Journal. Design Journal is my blog, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And then there is frequently asked questions. So first, let's address the services. That's one of the most important part of my brand. So let's click on full spectrum branding. I do not want to go into the details of what kind of services each of them are and the nitty-gritties of it, but I do want to show one page for you guys so that you can get a sense of what other pages look like as well. If you want to know more, feel free to check out my website and you can see all other services there. So here it is, full spectrum branding, and here is an image of me. It should be engaging. It doesn't necessarily have to be your own image, but if it is, it creates a sense of personal connection with your customer. And in full spectrum branding, I did not go into selling. I think by the time they have reached this page, they already know what they are getting into, and they just need to know the details or what are the inclusions in a particular package that they are buying from me. So that's why I clearly answer all the questions they might have. It is about what is it, who is it for, what am I getting, what are the typical deliverables of this packages, how long would it take, what is the investment, and how do we get started. And then I add a CTA again. So you need to ensure that at every point of journey, you have a call to action ready for them so that they can move forward with you. And then you can see all my work in this page. So here's a bunch of my portfolio, and they are all laid out in tiles for the clients to see whichever they wish to see. And as they hover over it, there's a small change of color so they know they are about to click on them. Since logos are the forefront of the business that I do. I know logo does not represent branding altogether, but logos are the forefront that shows to the audience that this is the symbol of the business that I helped with. That's why I used logos. I could not think of any other way to showcase my portfolio. I just followed this from Behance. So as you can see, even after scrolling down here, I add another CTA for my audience to book a consultation with me, and then I go to contact page. So the image on my contact page is my most favorite, where I say "Call me maybe" from the song. And I also added this quirky photograph of mine. And if you notice, the call form is as long as the image itself. So I thought that was a pretty nice detail to have. I have some basic questions which is very important for me to know before I jump into a sales call with someone. So if they fill this up, I talk to them in the next 24 hours. If you notice, I added a simple detail which is saying that J Design Studio has collaborated with multiple businesses across the world, so time zone is not a barrier. So if someone from a different country notices my page, I want them to come and I want them to chat with me. So I have added this note for them as well. And if someone is trying to work with me, like collaborate with me or do a sponsorship of some kind, if there is any press related conversation, they can directly email me here. So that is also something I have added here. And let's jump into FAQs because I think that's a little bit important. So here in frequently asked questions, I did not add any imagery, but I do have a simple list of things that I want people to know who want to work with me. How to figure out which of the services are best suited for my business. I write about them here, and what if I need services outside of the deliverables, payment plans, anything else to know about before working with me. So I do write them, but if you noticed, I wrote answers to all of these questions in a way that they showcase my brand personality. Now let's jump into Design Journal, which is my blog. The reason I have a blog is to help with the SEO. I want to write articles about branding, about how female entrepreneurs can brand themselves. I hope to reach my right ideal customer, and for that, currently my biggest traffic source is Google, and I want to feed into that sort of a traffic. So that's why I have a blog on my website, and I pretty much talk about everything branding here. 7 key brand visuals touch point to consider, what kind of naming you should have for your business, and how to keep your audience hooked to your website. Whatever content I make in the YouTube video form, I also make them in blog post form and I share it here specifically for the SEO purposes, so that Google notices my website to be professional and niched, and it brings more traffic to my website. One fine detail I want to show you guys is that when you see the full spectrum branding of my website, I have this one particular image which shows my expertise, and I say brand your business, and like that I have a different image for each of the page. So if you notice here, for one concept branding, I add a different image, but if you notice, it is also in the same theme as the previous page. So I ensure that all service pages have a similar theme. And if you enter the website design page, you will notice that I'm holding a laptop, which again showcases the website design. And here also the page is similar in theme. So you can ensure that all your offer pages have a theme attached to it, and they're all designed in the same layout. And that was it. That was my website so far. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below.
So I know I missed showing you guys the walkthrough on mobile, so here it is. Please keep in mind when designing your own website that you put as much effort into mobile design as much as you do in your desktop design. Because when people find you on social media and reach your site, they are going to see it on the mobile version first before they see it on desktop. Your fonts need to be big enough, your button needs to be wide enough and clickable. If images are used in desktop and not working well for your phones, use a vertical image with the same aesthetic and you're good to go. Okay, once the website was ready, I showed my website to 2 of my friends who really closely matched with my ideal client profile, and I got a really positive review from them. So you might want to also consider this method in your website design process and getting it checked through someone whom you think is very close to your ideal client profile. Keep that in mind. The website also resulted in me getting inquiries from female entrepreneurs exclusively, and if that's not a win, I don't know what to say to convince you. But seriously, that's a great win. Speaking of wins from website, as a business owner, you might be feeling overwhelmed that whether you need a website or not, what kind of website it should be, what should it really focus on, what kind of results it should bring. If you need answers to those questions, I suggest you download this freebie that I have on my website. It's called the Website Scorecard. Once you download the scorecard, you will get a PDF that has 20 questions in it. Each question will ask you to score your website in a certain number, and once you score them all, you will know what is the current situation with your website, and you can start addressing the portions that really need some help. The link is in the description below. Do share your thoughts on this video and the product in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.